Hi everyone. So today I have decided to purchase and download Quicken Rental Property Manager 2013. I have Quicken 2012 Rental Property Manager, and I wanted to see what the differences are and if 2013 is any better than 2012. So here we go. I'm buying this on Amazon.com. I'm going to start my download. Amazon.com did have uh, the software for a lot cheaper than Quicken did. Quicken, I think, wanted $159 for the software, and Amazon.com apparently only charges $129 for the same software, but you just download it. So here we go. Alright, so this is going to take about 9 minutes. I'm going to cut out and then come back after it's done downloading. Alright, well, I got about a minute left. I am curious where this is going to save. It looks like it saves it to probably my Documents directory or possible downloads directory. And that might be just because I'm using Chrome as my web browser. Oh, perfect. So after it finishes downloading, you can view the location or just click on the install button. So I'm going to just try clicking on install. All right. Next. I agree. Help Quicken better by sending anonymous usage stats. No, thank you. Next. Next. Before you can use install, needs to install, and then update. Okay. Like I mentioned before, I did have Quicken 2012 Rental Property Manager. I did like it. I still do like it. There are some kinks in that software, specifically with a mileage tracker that I didn't like. It was a little annoying. I want to see if that bug is fixed. Also, I know there's a bug with the profit and loss on the 2012 version of Quicken Rental Property Manager. I'm curious to see if that's been fixed with those rents. So I'm hoping that's fixed in 2013. So I'm still waiting for it to download the latest updates. It's been doing this for a good 3 to 4 minutes. I'm going to still wait here patiently for it to finish downloading the updates. I can't imagine there's many. I'm installing this in February, and I believe the product only came out sometime in December, so I could be wrong about that. Maybe it's a little bit earlier, but either way, it's taking a little while. All right, it's done. So I guess the next thing we do is click done and launch Quicken 2013. All right, so it presents you two options. One to start as a new user, or if you used Quicken before, you want to start over, or you can open an existing file. Like I mentioned, I do have Quicken 2012 Rental Property Manager, but for this video, I'm going to try starting new. All right, I'm going to register later. Obviously, you can register so you can set up all your accounts to download and get software updates. I'm going to register later. All right, see where your money goes. Get a picture. Well, I don't know about this. I'm really more interested in the rental property manager piece. If you have Quicken, you know how it works. My biggest thing is I have rental properties. I want to know how this part of the software works. So let's give it a whirl. All right. I think the first thing you need to do is add a property. So let's try that out. add a property. So I'm going to just create a test one here, test one, tag is test one. So the tag is important because if you've never used Quicken Rental Property Manager before, this allows you to keep track of expenses or income that comes to different properties. 1, 2, 3, test street. And this is a multi-unit property. Oh, that's cool. So it opens up this wizard where you can add in all the different units. I think this is the same from 2012. Track value of the property. Yes. Let's say that your property is worth $500,000. Let me see. Unit 1. Let's call it Unit 1. 1. Unit 2. Unit 3. Unit 4. Oops. 4. You can add more if you want. The reason you want to track the value of the property is, I know in the older version, I'm assuming it's this one as well, it allows you to keep track of your net worth. And as you pay down your mortgage, it keeps track of what the property's worth and what's left that you owe on it so that you can easily calculate your net worth. So, alright, I'm not sure if you guys can see this OK button, but I'm just going to click OK now. Alright, and there's my property with 4 vacant units. So now the next thing you want to do is add tenants. Before you can add a tenant, you must first create a checking or savings account. Okay, fine. Alright, add an account. This is exactly the same as it was in 2012. I see nothing different with this screen. When you add an account, it prompts you with all the different types of accounts you want to add. Let's just, for these purposes, I want to do a checking account. Enter the name of your institution. If you want to do that, you can. I'm going to enter a name. Let's just call this Bank of America. Bank of America. User ID password. No, I don't think so. Alright. Yeah, it's set up. I want to enter my transactions manually. Alright, this is for rental properties. Statement ending date, let's just say it was as of last month. How much money did I have? Let's just say $100. Done. Alright, so now I have an account. I have my test property, what its worth is. This is my net worth down here. So let's add some tenants. This screen is exactly the same as in 2012. Let's call this Unit 1. Rental amount. Let's say that's $500 a month. Account name. This is checking. Property. Test 1, Unit 1. Rent is due on the 1st. Contact information exactly the same as was in 2012. This is the same thing too. This is the term, so you want to do month to month. Lease start date. Let's say it started on the 1st. I give 15-day grace period before there's a $50 late fee. And they are moving in on the 1st. And there's no move out date. Security. This was interesting. I like what they're going to do here. As soon as I put a security deposit here, you'll see that it's going to add a liability to my account. So let's say they put a 1 month rent security deposit on the 1st. OK. Alright, so this worked out pretty well. As you can see, it added a negative $500 liability. Now, what I like about that is that it kept track of the liability, but it didn't add the $500 to my checking account. So even though you're telling the software, hey, I collected $500 security and is keeping track of that, you would think that it would also add the $500 here to the checking account. So I'm going to try to do that here. So 2-1 security deposit payee unit 1 category. Let me see. There's security deposit here. Rental property income. Security deposit forfeit. Yeah, see, there's nothing in here for security deposits, so I'm just going to add the category. I had to do this in 2012 as well, because for some reason they don't have a category for that, even though all of us that are in real estate collect security deposits. Income. Click OK. Funny. Oh, there it is. Now it showed up. Tag. This is part of my property 1 or test 1 property, and it was a deposit for $500. All right. Let's go back to the rental property tab here. Obviously, there's no rents due this month because I already collected it, technically. But if I were to do recent months, if I change this to recent months, it should allow me to enter the rent for March 1st, which you can see March 1st over here. This is what should show up every time you log into Quicken 2013. You should see a list of all of your tenants, and you should be able to enter any future or current rents. So I'm going to try to do this. Enter this 500 memo, rent received from tenant. It's going to my checking account. It is, let's see, I received it today because they were a good tenant, they paid early. I received the $500, no late fee, add. All right, so now it shows that I received, even though technically that rent went towards the March due date, it shows that I received $500 in February here. You might like that, you might not like that. I've gotten used to it. It's probably not the way I would track it, but I think it's for accounting purposes. That's how you would want to track it. Now, one thing I didn't like about Quicken 2012 in the past was that when you enter that transaction, it would not enter it as rent received. And it looks like, wow, that's amazing. It added the category. This was a bug in 2012. In 2012, it didn't actually add a category to the rent that was received. So for reporting purposes, it made it kind of a pain in the butt. Yeah, you had to go in here afterwards and add the category. So that's a good fix. I'm happy to see that Quicken added that. All right, so let's go back to rental property. This tab in particular, profits lost, this tells you how much money is coming in and how much money is going out. Now, let me go to my spending here, or no, I'm sorry, my bills. And I'm going to add this view. Let's do this view. Let's add some bills here, some upcoming bills. So let's add a reminder, bill reminder, pay to, the name, sewage company. All right, and let's give it a due date of February 28th. Amount due $100. take it out of my checking account, add categories. This is a rental property expense and utilities. And as part of my test one property. Click OK. Happens every month at the 28th. Done. All right. The reason I added this is one great thing about Quicken is that it keeps track of your upcoming costs and upcoming income. So I want to click on this profits and loss tab and see how that looks. All right, so for February, it sees $1,000 coming in. It sees an upcoming bill of $100. So your profit and loss is $900. Wow, I can't believe this. I know that seems pretty obvious that this is how this would look. I will tell you that in Quicken 2012 Rental Property Manager, this tab doesn't work. It does not reflect your current profits and losses for the month. So I'm really excited to see that this tab is finally working. This definitely makes this newer version worth the upgrade thus far. So let's check out cash flow, just similar to your profits and losses. Expected income, other deposits. So that's interesting. So it saw the $500 payment, and it also saw the $500 security deposit. I'm guessing that's what this is. I'm going to click on here. And this is unit 1, February 1st. Yep, so that was my security deposit. So it sees that income coming in. Bills, it knows that I have an upcoming $100 bill. So total cash flow should be $1,000 or $900 right here, the difference. That's great. Okay, so let's take a look at the account overview. So this should be all my properties, all the income, and any credit cards. So I see one thing wrong with this screen already. It should realize that I have a $500 liability, and it's not showing that. And it should also notice that I have a $500 property on here, and it's not showing that. I'm going to see if I set up this property wrong. Let me take a look here. Edit. Alright, I remember that display options. Keep this account separate. Nope. Hide, nope. Alright, so this is an asset, that's right. And it's for the rental property. Alright, it's not showing here. Let me see if there's something over here. Options. View account list. Okay, so you see all these accounts. Why is it not showing up here? It should show the other properties. Alright, so I believe I have found a bug here. Out of curiosity, I'm going to see what happens if I add a mortgage to my property, how that changes this view. Alright, so let's do this. Add an account, add a loan. Let's just call it Bank of America again. Again, I'm not going to give you this information, so I'm going to click on manual loan. Name of the loan, test one loan. It's a loan. Let's see, it's a mortgage. Do they have that? Business, commercial, mortgage. Opening date. Let's see, it started on this day. The original balance, let's say it was $400,000. The interest rate. We've got some great rates right now, so let's just say 4. Length, 30 years. compounding, monthly payment, next payment due date, other expenses, let's just say we have $500 in insurance and taxes due every month. And there you go, there's your new payment, hit next. I'm not going to automatically add this. I'll manually add it. Checking. Tag. So because it's split, it's not letting me add this. I have to manually add it here. Whoa. Interesting. I don't know why this is set up this way. It didn't give me any place to add my tax, PMI, or any other fees. But when I said, hey, I have another $500, I put it here. So I'm going to zero that out. And I'm going to add $250 in property tax, $250 in insurance. Alright, let's see what happens. Checking, okay, done. Add a linked asset account, existing asset, test one. So now it's linked to my property, so it knows that, okay, hey, my property's worth 500, but I owe 400 on it. I click done, and look at that, there you go. Property debt, 400, that's how much the property's worth, minus my liability, plus my checking account gives me net worth of $100,600. That said, not showing up on this screen. Huh. There's something wrong here. And I believe I remember seeing this in the past. See, account tenant, rental property. That's one thing I got to change. See if that makes any difference. All right, so that's good. It actually put it up here with my property. Let's go back to rental account overview. Still wrong. All right, well, not sure if there's a fix to that. I'm gonna keep digging at it, but this screen here seems to be not displaying the proper information. It should be showing my liabilities, my property, and minus my mortgage on here, so that I can see a total view of everything that has to do with my rental properties. All right, so just quickly, I knew that this account view here should have shown all these other properties, my assets, my liabilities, so that I can get a better view of all the accounts. So what ended up happening is, you saw me, I added those accounts. Just out of curiosity, I decided to close down Quicken, relaunch it, and there you go. All the property and debt accounts that were associated with the rental property did show up here finally under the account view. So I thought that was a negative, but it seems like that is working. So far, 2 bugs fixed, 1 not fixed. Actually, I believe there were 3 bugs that were fixed, and 1 that's not. So far, looks like Quicken 2013 did fix several things that I was a little perturbed about in 2012, and I am actually pretty happy with the product. So bad. All right. So another thing that I used to really hate about this software was the mileage tracker, and I'm gonna show you why, or actually I'll explain what the problem was, and hopefully they fixed it. So back in the day when you used to, or back in the day I should say last year, when you used to use the software, you would enter the day that you were going to the property, rental property, which property, this one, purpose, collect, rents, start in, let's just say Boston, Mass. Destination, let's say Roxbury, Mass. Vehicle used, pick up. And then you would add, I like doing this where it would just calculate how much money it is using the IRS's rates, and I would put in my miles. So let's just say it was, actually it's probably like 10 miles, right? Maybe less, enter trip, boom, done. So rental, on this date, I went driving, collect the rents, using my pickup truck, 10 miles at 55.5% cents per mile, and I kept track of it. Now, here was the annoying thing. If you use tab to enter anything, which is how you quickly enter anything, so let's say that I traveled, I forgot to enter yesterday's travel, so the 20th, tab, 220, tab, rental property, tab, property name, test 1, purpose. Let's say it was to fix a leak. Tab, from Boston to Roxbury, tab. But boom, check that out. Not sure how many of you caught that, but it changed this. The purpose was to fix a leak, and by me clicking on tab, it reverted back to the last time I entered this travel. Because I'm going to the same place, it changed this data. So for me to change it, I'd have to go back here, type it again. God forbid I hit tab a couple more times, it changed it again to collect rents. Oh, it's so annoying. I can't believe Quicken has not fixed this problem yet. Not too happy about that one. Again, the way to do it is you just basically re-enter it here and just enter the trip. You can't tab through it anymore. If you want to keep it from from not changing, you just really just want to enter the date that you went there, which property, the purpose. I always enter the purpose last because it does that. It keeps changing. So I'll go right to Boston to Roxbury. Using my pickup. I like that it saves the miles because it's always going to be the same amount of miles going back and forth. But for you to change the reason why you keep going there, it's a little cumbersome that you have to keep on doing this and not touch anything else. Because if I go and change this to collect coin op, let's just say, and for every reason I want to change this to something else, I hit tab. Oh, it didn't do it. So it seems to be something to do with going from this one to this one. Yep, that seems to be when it happens. So when you go from destination and you hit the tab button and go to here, it reverts back to your last purpose. So bug not fixed. This all looks the same. Cash flow, tax, all these reports look the same. Let me just double check these reports up here. These all look kind of the same here. I don't see really anything different. Easy answer. That's new. Oh, this is nice. Quicken standard reports, my standard reports. Easy answer. Where did I spend my money during the period? How much did I spend? Oh, this was great. So they created some new canned reports. Oh, look at that. Rental property. Huh. How much did I pay to payee? Interesting. Let's see. How much did I spend? Supplies. Year to date. Interesting. That's great. So it looks like they built some new canned reports here. Easy answers. What am I worth? Did I meet my budget? What taxable events occurred? So these are some new canned reports. Actually, these seem pretty cool. I'm actually happy to see that. They put something new here. And those reports look pretty nice. It looks like there are a couple of new features and bug fixes that make this version at least worth it to me. So again, if you want to buy it pretty cheap, I found that Amazon.com had it cheaper by downloading it, and you saw how quickly it was and how easily it was to download and install. So my recommendation is definitely check that place out or that site out. I will include a link to that to their page where the product is sold, just to make it easier for you. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. Not completely different. It looks exactly the same as 2012, but they definitely fixed a couple of bugs that I was really hoping that they would fix, and I feel like that was of value. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching.